Microbes capable of infecting and causing disease in humans pose a significant and recurrent threat to the public health and are a leading cause of morbidity and mortality in many parts of the world. If that infectious organisms are capable of spreading beyond a particular geographic region to cause infection in human populations worldwide, that's called a pandemic. During pandemics, the available human and material resources required to meet the health needs will not be sufficient to meet the demand. So, difficult decisions must be necessary to manage such severe situations. The state public health authorities have the ethical and legal responsibility to protect the health of communities. The present crisis raises significant and novel ethical challenges to the organization and practice of public health. The world is shutting down. Many busy places have become ghost towns with massive restrictions put on our life from these lockdowns. This is an unparalleled global response to a pandemic of this century. It can take a long time for the tide to go out, that's possibly years. The current strategy of shutting down various parts of society is not sustainable in long term and may create significant social and economic damage to the entire world. And that's why now easing the lockdown in many parts of the world. Certainly, the present situation is a massive scientific and social challenge to our planet Earth. Public health officials have many tools, some legally mandated and some based on long-standing involvement with communities that may be used to contain and curb the spread of this pandemic disease. These include isolation, thus restricting the movement of infected and symptomatic individuals. Then it's quarantine, thus restricting the movement of otherwise healthy individuals exposed to the infectious disease. And also various travel restrictions and various other measures. This pandemic has revealed the fact that how fragile our world's systems and services are. Millions of people follow an unhealthy lifestyle. Hence, they encounter illness, disability, and even death. Problems like metabolic diseases, joint skeletal problems, cardiovascular diseases, overweight can be caused by an unhealthy lifestyle. In the last 2 to 3 generations, there has been an epidemic of obesity and non-infectious degenerative diseases known as civilization diseases. Living organisms thrive best in this social environment and on the diet to which they were evolutionarily adapted. The metabolism of each species has genetically adapted to a particular type of food over long periods of evolution. A healthy immune system can defeat invasive pathogens by various mechanisms. The Mother Nature reminds us these important lessons by every pandemic. The human body presents 3 large epithelial surfaces to the environment: the skin, the respiratory mucosa, and the alimentary tract, and 2 lesser surfaces that are genital tract and the conjunctiva. To gain entry to the body, viruses must either infect cells in one of these surfaces, otherwise breach the surface by trauma, the bite of an arthropod or animal, or injection, transfusion, or transplantation. Viruses escape from the body via the same surfaces, but often not necessarily by the route used as a portal of entry. Intact skin has a tough outer layer of conified cells. Actually, this barrier protects the body from infection, but is frequently breached by trauma or by inoculation. Virus inoculation by injection or transfusion is now common as a result both of medical procedures and of social practices such as sharing needles by intravenous drug uses. The respiratory tract performs the crucial function of gas exchange that is necessary for life. The immune system that operates within the respiratory tract must therefore be compatible with this vital function in maintaining open airways at all times. However, the inhaled air is not always innocuous as it contains microbes and environmental particles, some of which can cause respiratory disease. These inhalants need to be eliminated quickly by the immune system, as failure to do so can lead to inflammatory responses that result in the swelling that closes the airways or infection that can lead to severe pneumonia. The interaction between the respiratory pathogens and their host is complex and not completely understood. This is particularly true when pathogens encounter the mucus layer covering the respiratory tract. The mucus layer provides an essential first host barrier to inhaled pathogens that can prevent pathogen invasion and subsequent infection. Since viruses multiply only within cells, the epidemiology of viral disease does not involve multiplication in food, water, or soil. However, some viruses that infect man may multiply and persist in other animals such as arthropods, rodents, and bats. The symptoms of COVID-19 infection appear after an incubation period of approximately 5 days. The period from the onset of COVID-19 symptoms to death ranged from 6 to 41 days with a median of 14 days. This period is dependent on the age of the patient and status of the patient's immune system. It was shorter among patients who are elder than 70 years old compared with those under the age of 70. The most common symptoms at onset of COVID-19 illness are fever, cough, and fatigue, while other symptoms include sputum production, headache, hemoptysis, diarrhea, dyspnea, and lymphopenia. Clinical features like pneumonia, anemia, acute respiratory distress syndrome, acute cardiac injury, and other organ failure may lead to death. Hope can be a powerful force, especially in difficult times. Today, the world is facing the coronavirus crisis, a pandemic that has changed the life of millions of people. In times like this, hope can be a powerful source of reassurance. Many who are locked at home, others who are working to help and prevent the virus, also need the reassurance and the hope that we shall overcome this. Life will give what our experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness.